Tony deVos is a founding member and one of our first founding members, and came in from California to share some of the progress he's been having in his factory. So Tony.
Okie dokie, that one. Hi there. First of all, I want to thank Caitlin and Chris and everybody here for allowing me to come up here and talk a little bit about what we've done. Basically, we're a manufacturing facility of two companies, Cardinal Laboratories, which is known as Cardinal Pet Care and the products, and we have a company called Westwood Laboratories, which is a cosmetic type manufacturing plant. We do anything you can put in a bottle, basically. So we've been at it since 1948. I look pretty good, don't I? Yeah. I'm going to talk about what we did. A lot of 2009, we put the first solar system on a roof. And that's kind of what the roof looks like. We have two facilities. The one that I'll show today is basically on our factory. The other one is on our warehouse, which, in the interest of time, forget about that one. The reasons why did we do all of these upgrades? The factory was 30 years old, so it was a plant that really needed to be gone through. Our electrical infrastructure was pretty old. It needed to be brought up to speed. Our lines were growing. We were using a lot more energy as time went on, so we had to do something. So we also looked at, where is this all going? Cost of energy. And I thought, well, if energy is going up, I better make everything that I do as efficient as I can. And so, for some reason, I thought of the idea of going solar. We needed to control the cost of our infrastructure. We needed to increase awareness of our company. We needed to make sure that we understood where we were going, and that took a little bit of thought process. As a result of this, we were able to do the following on one of our plants. The output for that particular plant so far is 1.4 million kilowatts of power. That's a lot of power that the sun created, that we didn't have to pay for in a way. That also saved 1.7 million pounds of carbon dioxide that was not created because of the fact that we were solar. Here's just everybody always asks me, well, what did it cost you? Okay, we have to make wise decisions in our businesses. And this is basically what the first system cost. It was about $900,000 to put the system up. We got federal credits. We had performance-based initiatives from our local environment. So our net cost of our system when we got done with it was $209,000. That's a big savings. So our monthly energy saving was $31,000. Net cost after 7 years, positive $10,000. So it paid for itself in 10 years. So everything forward, it's a 25-year system. So from now for the next 18 years or so, it's free energy. We don't have to pay for it, just have to maintain it. So again, it was 1.4 million kilowatts of electricity produced. What does that mean? I started thinking about that. That's 1,040 metric tons of carbon dioxide was not put into the environment. The annual greenhouse gas is just a little bit of something that we can identify with. Well, what does it mean? Just take a quick look at it. It's almost 36,000 propane cylinders. Okay, that's the equivalent of that. That's how much carbon dioxide it would produce. We care about our environment. This is not something that I thought of consciously. I really didn't. When I started this process, I wasn't so much into sustainability or anything like that. We started because we needed to do something. It just turns out to be that it was a very sustainable thing that we did. As I was preparing for this meeting here, I thought about, well, you know, I've talked about solar energy and stuff like that for so many times. What else is there about this? What else is going on? And I came across some information that I thought was very interesting. Besides the fact that we created energy by the sun, we realized that there is a problem out there with how energy is produced today, and who uses water. There's a direct connection between energy and water. More water is withdrawn from cooling power plants than from any other source. Power plants, that's where we buy our electricity. Hydroelectric power plants or coal-fired power plants. 9% of water is used by industrial use, 13% drinking water, 37% agricultural, 41% is used by power plants. When you start thinking about that, it starts making sense to go solar or wind power, whatever works in your area. So I came across this information. This is all available. This I think was one of the government sites I went on. For every kilowatt of power that's produced by these plants, and on the western frontier, the western side of California, of the United States, 4.4 gallons of water is wasted, is used. They have to use water to cool the generation plants. So that's a lot of water that they suck out of these reservoirs, like Hoover Dam. I did a little study on Hoover Dam, how much water they have to use to generate that electricity that then gets sold to our factories and our homes. So how much water did Cardinal save in that one plant? Based on that factor, we saved over 6 million gallons of water so far during the life of that plant. Now that is, everybody in California knows that we're in a water shortage. We had a good year this year, but all indications are that we're going to have a drought going down the line as well, and our reservoirs are going to get sucked dry again. So I'm very proud of the fact that with what we did, we were able to accomplish that so far. And this is one of the plants. The other plant probably did about half again that much. What do we do? Water conservation. We get our employees involved. We talked a little bit about how do we go forward. Our employees, I challenge them. Find ways to save water. Find safe. We use millions of gallons of water in production. How can we save water? We started this in 2016, and we didn't do anything else. I just got in front of them and said, figure out how to save water. And based against, when you compare that to production, we saved 2.5% of water that didn't get wasted, because they figured out how they could do that, okay? So we didn't spend any money on that, but I wanted to see, will they take the initiative without me doing anything else? And so what we're involved with right now, we're involved with a complete water purification and recovery system for all of our wastewater. We do waste a lot of water. It does cost a lot of water to manufacture our products, in the cooling process for tanks or whatever it is for cleaning, and that water has to go somewhere. And so we're in the process now of getting it certified. Have a little trouble with the local government to get the permits and things like that, but it is now coming on stream very soon. And our goal is to save at least another 20% in the next year from the time that it gets going of all the water that goes out in the sewer system, that it gets reprocessed. There's a cost to that, but there's also a cost saving. So that's what we're involved in with Westwood Laboratories. Let's see, I think that's, hey, this is what we always encourage. We always talk about benefits of sustainability, small steps, very small steps. I don't ask anybody to do anything big. Establish a program. We believe in the program, and I believe in selling the program. People have to believe you. What we do with every meeting, when I have a meeting with a customer, for some reason I always end up with talking about sustainability, and I talk about this organization. And I'm proud to say that one of our recent customers that I talked to, and I told her about this, and Jane back there said, I want to be there too. And so thank you for coming, Jane. I appreciate that. I think that that's the future. We just have to touch other people. We have to promote this organization. I think one step at a time. Next year, you're going to have a much bigger hall than this. So thank you. If you have any questions, there's a lot more things we did, but I only got 5 minutes, so that's it. That's the thing. Thanks, guys.